Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kenny Lamons here with Medicare Millennials, the YouTube channel for Medicare agents or insurance agents in general, for that matter. So today, I want to talk about one of the most important decisions that you must make if you're considering becoming an insurance agent of any kind, and that is whether you should go captive or independent. Should you join a captive agency or an independent agency? And truly, what is the difference? I believe most new insurance agents don't even know what these two different things mean and how it affects them. So usually when they don't even consider this when they're getting into the industry. So let's go ahead, have a concise short video of what the two different things mean in my opinion and which one you should consider, okay? So jumping right into it, I like to real simply define a captive agency or a captive insurance opportunity by two main criteria. So in my opinion, it just means you must only sell products that are offered by that agency, or you can only contract with insurance companies that are offered by that agency. Sometimes that means it's just one company, okay? So you have one company and whatever products that they offer. Sometimes it may be a captive agency that does provide their captive agents with multiple different carriers, but you still must only hold contracts from that agency for the companies and products that they allow. So ultimately, you cannot go out and pick any product or carrier that you desire when you are in a captive environment, okay? Number two, you are an LOA, which means licensed only agent. So in my opinion, that is part of the criteria that defines a captive opportunity. So what this means is when you sell a product, you are not paid independently by the insurance carrier directly to you. Instead, your commissions are paid to your general agency who you have contracted with, your captive agency, your upline. And then depending on what you guys have agreed upon, they control those commissions and pay you accordingly. Okay? So it adds a second level of hands touching your commissions directly, okay, before you get paid. And that also reflects that you don't own that book of business. You don't own those renewal commissions, at least in as far as unless a contract otherwise states, but in a captive organization, they're going to have control over those commissions. Okay. Now, there may be more to it, I understand that, but that in a nutshell is what you can define as a captive agency for all intents and purposes as far as I'm concerned. For independent agents, to join an independent agency to look into an independent opportunity. What does that mean? Well, it's really the opposite of a captive agency. So you are free to sell any products, okay, and contract with any of the insurance carriers that are available, okay? So you could have, you could sell 10 different Medicare carriers and 15 different life insurance carriers, and if you wanted, you could go get some P&C home and auto contracts, somewhere else. So you're free to do as you please in that regard, and your commissions are paid directly to you from the insurance company. So that doesn't mean you wouldn't have an upline that gets an override, but what it would mean is that if you sell a product through United Healthcare or through Transamerica Life Insurance, those companies are going to send your commission directly to you via check, direct deposit, however that works. And if you, regardless of what happens, so long as you're still licensed and in good standing, no agency can decide whether or not you're going to receive that commission, okay? So that's the definition. Now let's jump into what you would consider one or the other. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet because if you have more questions about the nuances and the details of these opportunities, feel free to reach out to us directly on our website, MedicareMillennials.com. We offer an independent opportunity to agents, okay? However, I started as a captive. I have videos about this in the past where there's a lot of good things that came from that captive environment, but let's just talk about today, my opinion on who might consider a captive opportunity. Number one, do you thrive on a tight-knit, team-based culture, okay? Am I saying you can't get a team culture or tight-knit group of people in an independent opportunity? No, I'm not saying that. But if, generally speaking, a captive agencies do a great job of providing family-oriented, team-oriented, really tight-knit cultures. Some may even criticize it and say they're Kool-Aid drinkers, they all think the same way, whatever. But a lot of people thrive in that environment. And many captive opportunities will provide just that. Number two, if you thrive on getting a certain level of management, not necessarily micromanagement, but somewhere on that scale of management, you want somebody calling you every day, making sure that you're sticking to your goals, asking you to be somewhere in a timely manner, making sure that you're completing the tasks that you need to complete. And you like a tighter schedule, you need to be doing this at this time, you need to be done before this time, you need to work this long. A captive environment can provide that opportunity for you, right? That opportunity can provide that for you. You may have a direct manager or several different managers that help hold you accountable, and some people may prefer that. And then also you may have little to no money or resources. And some captive opportunities can provide you all of the leads that you need at sometimes no cost to you, and maybe even an hourly or a salary. Just depends on the opportunity. So if you have little or no money for leads, you thrive in a tight-knit culture that's going to provide management and a lot of structure, you more or less want a job opportunity in the insurance field or a career opportunity in the insurance field, then maybe a captive opportunity can be right for you, okay? When do you know if you should consider an independent opportunity? If you thrive in solidarity, you can have a team culture with independent opportunities. You definitely do if you ever work with Ethan and I. However, you're going to do a lot more things in solidarity. You may work from home. There may be no office space for you to go into. There may not be, the other agents that are participating in that opportunity may not be in touch. It all depends. But you're going to have to thrive on a certain level of solidarity. And you must have a desire, in my opinion, to have a very high level of control over your schedule and your day-to-day procedures, tasks, and practices. Okay, so you may want to design some of your own practices and procedures. There isn't going to be anyone there in an independent opportunity to lay out every little minor detail for you to do each day. And so you've got to thrive in that and desire that higher level of control over what you do in your schedule. That comes at a cost, of course. You need to have and obviously it's a big one, you probably desire to own your own book of business. You want your commissions to come directly from the insurance company, and you don't want anybody else to dictate when you're vested, when and where you can move. If you move, you need to change a client because the thing isn't working anymore, they need a different policy. You want to know that you're going to retain ownership of your book of business. So in other words, you want to operate your own business. You want to be a business owner. You're entrepreneurial, and you've got some level of money and resources to make that happen, at least some level, okay? So those are the two scenarios, in my opinion, that you should consider one or the other. Now, which one is better? In my opinion, if you can make it work, an independent route is going to be better. But why do I think it's better? Because I'm entrepreneurial. I'm willing to put out my own resources in order to gain that income, okay? I have some resources to put out there in order to generate new income and operate my business. And I value above all else flexibility, being and independence. Okay. However, that doesn't make it better for everyone, and it really frustrates me when you get things out there that say you should never go captive. Look, if you call me and you say, "Hey, Kenny, I'm thinking about getting an insurance. Should I work with you guys?" I'm gonna ask you, like, well, what do you want out of this? How much money do you have to put into this? And I'm going to tell you just my opinion, and then let you make a decision, because I really don't care. I just want people that get into this business to be successful, and success is relative. So just remember that. But you do need to understand this. So if you watch this video today, at least you're going to know what questions to ask to know if you're getting into a captive or an independent situation. So, hey, look, I hope this was helpful, guys. If you guys have any suggestions for new videos, drop them in the comments. You have questions for me, you can reach out to us through our website. Thank you.